a lead on another, that can put you back in your cage a bit. But early days, I don't think it's too much to worry about.
Just to say that as we were preparing to start the show today, just before the session began, Dave Gilbert actually walked out, stood on the edge of the arena to sort of soak it all up. The occasion's huge for him, obviously, and there is that to just get over early on.
It's become very common, actually. A lot of players do that. You know, you wouldn't sort of let anyone see you do it. You know, you wouldn't want everyone to know you were doing that. But just to get out there and get a sense of it, you don't want to see the table in the arena for the first time when you walk out there to play. You want to have just gone out there, sit in the chair you're going to sit in, soak it up, get used to the distance, because now the table's a lot further away from it. All of that stuff changes. And, yeah, it's good to hear that he did that, because it's a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you can get overawed in the one-table setup. I mean, that's always a worry that it happens. You don't expect it, because these four players are playing the best snooker of the 2 weeks, so usually your talent overcomes that, but you don't want to get off, never want to get off to a bad start in any match of any length.
David just looking to see if the black will possibly go, which tells you he'll be taking the red to the left of the blue, the very difficult red. Looks as if the black will go from the other side of the table there, but he's not bothering with it.
Can we please make sure all the phones are on silent or switched off?
See the way he's pointing there? That's telling us if the red's dead straight, he might take the pot on, leave the white where the red is, and he may not leave anything. But if he doesn't pot the red, where will it go? But look at that. You can't get it any straighter than that. What a piece of curing this will be if it goes in. Wow. What a shot that is, by the way. Well, you just can't hit the ball any better than that, Stephen.
No, if there was a snooker instructional video on straight cueing, that one be on there. And that was as good as it gets.
It's worth another look at this. From a different angle there. I mean, look at the white, stopped exactly where the red was. It's incredible, isn't it? How he can pot a red like the one he did, and then he's thinking more about the cue ball here, and he misses one like that. That'll be a little bit of a shock to his system.
One.
Oh, he's going to have to play at the brown.
Yellow ball.
Or yellow, whichever he prefers. Just
brown. Okay, thank you. Brown ball.
Got into it a little bit too much. He's changed his mind back at the brown, which I thought he would take.
David Gilbert, 1.
No easy path back down the table this time, so he was looking at just landing on the red that's near the pocket off a couple of cushions, having another look around to see if he can find the path. Oh, this will require very good judgment. A better fluke than that. He held his hand up as he went round. Amazing what can happen out there.
Yeah, I was enjoyed a couple of really good bits of fortune in these opening games, Kyren Wilson. You've got to make sure you take advantage, because over 4 sessions players are going to have their
6
sort of time in the sun, as it were, in terms of getting a good roll in the ball. It will even itself out.
He's left this very awkward, as you can see, everything blocking each other. He could have done with just coming on down the table. There would have been 3 reds available. One of them he can still pot, but he's going to need the extended rest. Not only needs a good pot, he needs to find the gap to get back round towards the blue. What a
Kyren
chance
Wilson 6.
for David Gilbert now. He doesn't miss many with the rest. Kyren, he's probably the best in the world using the rest.
Well, someone sat in the studio who won't be happy with that last remark, Dennis, and all that.
Oh no, I was commentating with him and I asked Sean, and Sean said that Kyren was better than him. So there you go, 7 times world champion.
He wasn't telling the truth. But what a chance for Dave Gilbert to open his account in this semi-final. This is exactly the kind of opportunity you want. The Reds in a position where no cannons really needed. It's just a matter of keeping control of that cue ball.
Eight. Nine.
Beautifully played. I tell you, over 4 sessions of a match, if you can make sure every time you play it for the blue, you're right side of it,
14.
you're going to do pretty well. Because you will play that shot quite a lot of times
15.
pink and black on the opposite spots, but he won't be bothered about that. It'll just be about concentrating on that cue ball. Oh, surely not. He just stopped in his tracks. You can't believe he's not in this red
21.
to left corner. That is an unforced error. That's something else that's going to decide who wins this championship, is who can make the least of those, who can not miss easy balls, and who can not play careless shots like that. Maybe just got caught out. New table, new cloth, cushions trapping slightly. And that's a
Dave Gilbert, 21.
That's a bad opportunity to pass up for Dave Gilbert.
Yeah, this was very difficult. He didn't want to be taking that on, but he may have covered everything. Everything could be perfectly safe here. I think all those reds are blocking each other. May just be a safety shot. Look at that. Nothing available.
Yeah, what can happen with that opportunity that Dave Gilbert spurned? What can happen is that you put pressure on yourself the next chance you get, and you can try a little bit too hard. If Kyren was, for example, to win this frame in the next, all of a sudden go 3-0 up, and Dave thinks about that chance, it just heaps more pressure to just get that first frame on the board and get into the semi-final quickly. You don't want to be chasing after the first session. But at the moment, it's error after error from both players.
Yeah, Kyren would have liked to have seen this white go in the pocket rather than jaw and leave him right in amongst them. Well, this is another wonderful chance for Dave Gilbert here. Not a problem getting onto the blue here.
1.
Slightly the wrong side, but because of the two reds either side of the black, he might just be okay, but you want to be getting closer to them.
Six. Seven.
Yeah, that was good. Felt it wasn't online when he first got down to play the shot, got up again, reset.
He made sure this time that he wasn't going to run out of position. The only thing is, the pink's still okay. It's still available. But you'd have to screw this back with a little bit of reverse side, I think, to get on it. If it'll go in the middle, that's an option.
14.
He's coming up a long way short here. And now he's put himself under a bit of pressure with this long blue here. This is a tester. Well played. Sometimes the disappointment of not getting onto the pink as he should have done, it can put you off the next shot, but it didn't put Dave Gilbert off there. That was a lovely piece of cueing on the blue.
Twenty. $26.
Kyren will be a little bit disappointed. Just the way he started the frame, that phenomenal long pot that we were raving about, to have the sort of
27.
misses after that. Okay, the rest shot wasn't a gimme, but he is so good with the rest, you didn't expect him to miss it.
$32.
Just having a look at the scoreboard there just to see exactly what he needs to leave. Kyren needing a snooker. 41 in front. Could do with those two reds that are near the pink and black.
$33.
Beautifully played. So just the one red needed to leave Kyren
38.
at the snooker's required stage.
$39.
This is a good effort. Very good effort. Around the houses, as we say, with that type of shot to get back up to the red. Tricky one along the cushion. He's not really bothered if it goes in or not. He'd like it to go in. Doesn't matter.
Dave Gilbert, 45 and a frame.
Yeah, he's done more than enough. So Kyren Wilson stays in his seat. And it's a steady start from both players, one frame each.
How would you consider the way that
Thank
they've
you.
controlled, both players, the cue ball so far?
Yeah, it's not been great. You know, it hasn't been a clinic of cue ball control yet. But in fairness, you know, the table's been moved. It's a brand new cloth, a brand new set of balls. Both players have to get used to that. The ball spins differently. So there's a settling in period, but room for improvement.
Yeah, it used to be, you didn't know which table you were going to play on, but there was pictures at the top of the show, the fitters working, and it was the right-hand table that was taken away, or the left-hand table, I should say, and one table was playing slightly tighter than the other, Left is the table that was playing. A little bit easier, still very difficult.
The curtain is open in the middle.
Something in Dave Gilbert's line of sight. A little bit of movement somewhere there. It's definitely not the cameraman, as you can see there. They're so proficient, and you never notice that they're there when you're out at the table. It's something else that's upsetting Dave.
I'll have a look after. One.
A wonderful pot in the end, but he hadn't got the angle to hold for the black. The white was just drifting over towards it.
Dave Gilbert, one.
Definitely won't go. He did have a quick look at it. Mid-session interval after this frame. And in the practice room where she was yesterday, you could see them working on the two practice tables, recovering them as well. It has to be said, the conditions for the players these days are magnificent. The tables are superb to play on. Left a tempter there for the middle pocket. He's had a glance at it there, but I think this one is the correct choice. Try and get down behind the green. Just got a little bit too much stun on it, but it's okay. Very poor safety attempt from Kyren, who wanders back to his seat, and he'll have to just sit there and see what happens. It's not a bad chance.
One.
Might just be okay with the angle he has on the pink. He can drop on the red that's behind the black. It's a natural angle to take him onto that one. Played it well. He's got an angle on this one
7.
to get out for the black.
Eight.
Once he gets a little cannon here, everything will be in the open, or at least quite a few of the reds. Excellent opportunity. Got to make the most of this.
15. $16.
Dave Gilbert's been the higher scorer of the two players here at the Crucible. 6 centuries to Kyren's 4. And you see Bingham also 4. So it's still well down this year on century breaks.
24.
Be a great time this weekend to all of a sudden find your best scoring.
$31.
This will be Dave Gilbert's 6th match, actually. 2 qualifiers, 3 matches here. He's played a lot of snooker.
32.
If you're not sharp after all that, Dennis, I don't know when you would be.
Yeah, and he's been keeping himself fit. You could see before each match he comes out, he's stretching back in the corridor. And it certainly helps if you're fit in yourself. It's a long 17 days at the Crucible
39.
Theatre. Is he okay, or has he come up a little bit short? It's a bit tight. He's got the one next to the brown.
Yeah, I think what we've seen so far, most of the positional errors from both players, it's been by being short. So whether the table, as I say, the cushions with a brand new cloth can trap the cue ball a little bit. Maybe the cloth is just maybe not playing quite as fast as before. Nice pot to retrieve the situation.
$45.
A couple more available reds. Not sure if that one at the back of the little bunch will be available into the left
46.
corner pocket. That would help if it does for a few shots time. No, it doesn't go. So it's got a little bit of work to do in a couple of shots time, and the pink's not ideally placed to cannon those reds. It's away from that little bunch.
So strange. It's one of the very few times that he wanted it to be short on the blue. So he could just stun up for this red. He's had to hold the blue spot. There's a nice bunch of reds to go in from the yellow. Like a half ball yellow stun off the left cushion and just miss the pink. Brown is also a possibility. He's just looking at that now.
Well, that's the sort of shot that Stephen was saying. If you could get on the yellow to come off the side cushion into the bunch. Blue's got to go as near to the spot as possible. It won't interfere with the pot on the red.
Thank you. 51.
Imperative he gets a good angle on yellow or brown to play that cannon. It's going to be from the brown
52.
now. I think he's just okay, you know. I think he can get to the reds. A little bit of left-hand side. Oh, beautifully played. Wonderful shot.
Yeah, played to the absolute inch. It was imperative he didn't make contact with the pink there. Beautiful shot.
57.
Great chance now to make his 7th century of the championship, the first one of this semi-final. Obviously still got a couple of balls to pot to win the frame first. That's the priority. But the way the balls are situated, he should make a century break here.
65.
I think they've both bottled in now. They've had a couple of frames and they're both queuing well.
64.
Could be a cracking semi-final. Two very fluent players.
$70. $71. $77.
Well, he wasn't hanging around there, Dave
78.
Gilbert. He was down on the shot before Tatiana. Well, listen, had got the ball on the spot. And it's great to see her. It's her first time at the Crucible Theatre on the one table setup, doing her first
85.
semi-final here in the World Championship.
86.
Yeah, the wife of Ben Williston, professional. I actually had a joke with him the other day. It says, nice to see a Williston in the semi-final of the World Championship again. He's seen the funny side.
91.
Can he get the reverse side and get onto the yellow to make the century? Here comes the white. Watch the side. Yeah, beautifully played.
99.
Century in this year's semi-final. He's not bothered about not being on the green. That was a beauty. And that was a bit too thin, but both players starting to cue very nicely. It's building up this semi-final, and we go to the mid-session interval. We're all square, 2 frames each.
So it is 2 frames apiece. Steve, I have to say that after the first 4 frames, and the way they've played, I'm kind of expecting big things now for the next 4. Is that unfair of me?
Yeah, it's a slight, yeah, but yeah, the pace could sort of ramp up a little bit, but it just may be a little bit more tense than that.
All right, let's get back to the commentary team of Dennis Taylor and Stephen Hendry.
Thank you, Rishi, and everything's safe from the break-off shot. I don't think he can see enough of that red to take on to the right corner. Well, maybe he can. And if he can, every chance he'll avoid the black. It looked pretty tight, but enough sticking out.
1.
It's amazing the number that happens off the break-off shot, which makes the break-off shot these days so difficult. You've got to get it right because they're so good at knocking this type of pot in. Didn't quite get into that. He wanted to be up past the blue there, I think, Stephen.
3.
Yeah, but I don't even think Kyren Wilson minds leaving himself this kind of distance of a pot. As I say, his cueing is so good.
4.
He trusts his cue action. I think a lot of players would have tried to get a lot closer to that red. I think that's pretty much where Kyren wanted to be.
Be 11.
Be interesting to see how he goes about this. That's how he's got
12.
through to the semi-finals. Some wonderful matches. That one against John Higgins, an informed John Higgins who knocked out one of the favourites, Mark Allen.
Yeah, you have to say, looking at that, it's been pretty impressive. Easy first round victory for Dominic Dale. Very comfortable victory over Joe O'Connor, who beat Mark Selby in the first round. And then, okay, John Higgins came back from 9-4 down to 9-8, but then Kyren just found a gear and ended up winning that match comfortably. So it's been a very impressive run to the semi-final.
There's only the slightest of angles, as you can see. Got to get a lot of work on this. And that's something on these very fine cloths. That was almost straight there, and look where he's managed to get the cue ball. Now the only thing, the pack of reds to go into from the black are not ideal. He's looking at the 2 reds to see if they're a plant up into the corner pocket. Look to be going to the left of the pocket, so I think he'll just leave an angle on the black and stun into the bunch rather than screw into it.
Yeah, a beautiful pack to go into from the right-hand side of the black, not the left as we look now, because you could screw into the joint of the 3 reds at the back of the pack and the 2 to the right of the pack, and just bring the cue ball through the reds. So, but he seems to have settled on this plant.
Well, it's got a long way to travel, this plant.
33.
He's He's just picked the spot where he wants to knock the first red, and we are right behind it. And it's right. Oh, hang on, hang on. Oh.
34.
Thought it was heading to the right jaw, but safely in. That's unlucky. There's only one potential pot, but there were an awkward bunch to go
41.
into from the back there. This red will cut into the middle pocket, but they're far from easy, especially on these tight pockets. No, wasn't
Kyren
easy.
Wilson,
And is there
41.
a path through to it? There may be. I think Dave Gilbert can get through to that red. Plenty of room through there.
One.
He could have done with being a bit further up the table. You can see there the way he's flexing his arm. That's more or less telling you that he didn't hit that as he intended. Should have been another 12 to 18 inches further up the table to make the green or yellow much easier to get back to the reds.
Three.
He just needs one more good shot here to get back into prime position. Didn't intend to cannon the black there. The harder you hit these, the more chance the black has of wobbling in the jaws.
Eleven.
Two excellent shots there. Now we'll negotiate this black off a spot, and he's Marco's favourite to win the frame, even though he's 22 points behind.
19. 20.
Starting to look dangerous, Dave Gilbert, when he gets in. Obviously century in the previous frame.
$27. 28.
He's just looking to see there if he can get on the red. If he can't, he'd have to play the cannon from the black onto the red. So he'll know exactly how he can go about this. If the red will go, he may not bother with the cannon. He's played for it in the middle pocket, which is slightly more difficult.
35. 36.
Safely in and safely the correct side of the blue. It must be a little bit tight as to whether that one pots into the right corner. If it does and he clears it, they're there for the taking.
They didn't go with the reds. It's worth playing a little cannon on the open red. Well, obviously not if it goes to left corner.
41.
But those two reds looks pretty tight, whether the bottom one, the one closest to the black, will pot.
$42.
What a reaction from the crowd there. They thought it wasn't going to reach. No problem, he's telling
48.
them.
Yeah, one person
49.
not reacting. His opponent in his seat. He's remained stony-faced during that pink to left middle. No, but he's just let that cue ball go. That's a loose one from Dave.
56.
I want it to be a lot straighter on this red to right middle. Again, safely in. They start to look more and more confident to me, Dave Gilbert, with every pot.
I think he can roll this in. He won't go into the middle pocket with the cue ball. And he'll come out onto the yellow. Well judged. Missed the middle pocket.
64.
Well, what a start after the mid-session interval. So just the green to
66.
make absolutely sure. And well, he's started here the way he finished before the mid-session interval with that century.
69.
I'm so
73.
pleased both players are even in this semi-final, and they're playing well. You know,
78.
big day for both of them. And it's nice if they both play to the top of their form. We'll have a great semi-final.
84.
Yeah, they both look good, but Dave Gilbert is the one that at the moment is stamping his authority on this semi-final. Another fabulous visit to the table. Dave Gilbert with that 91 break, together with a century in the last frame. He now leads 3-2.
Dave Gilbert
With
is
the crowd.
definitely...
That's a sign and a giveaway that you're starting to like it. And a player who likes it out there is dangerous.
Thank you. Frame 6. Kyren Wilson to break.
That's an okay break off. He's prevented the pot into the right corner, and the one to the left of the blues, not a lot of use for Dave Gilbert because the black wouldn't be available. Pink's tied up. He might just be able to get past the green and the pink to glance off the reds, but he'll have to be careful with that red to the left of the blue if he plays this escape route. Got to get it reasonably thin, this, or play it thicker. I'll tell you what, he's played this well. Just a little tap on the table there as Kyren walked past, an acknowledgement of that, because he had to bend that slightly to create the angle to get the white back down the table. Now the black goes to the left corner pocket, and there's a couple of potential pots for Dave to go at here. The one to the right would get him on the black. The one to the left could get him back round the table.
Please switch the phones off. Thank you.
Someone's come back in after the interval with their phone switched on. He's playing the one that will get him around the back of the black.
One.
And that's another wonderful opening pot, and it's given him an early chance. And he's had breaks of 104 and 91 in the last two frames, and he's off and running again.
It's just the best arena to play in when you're playing well. It's just when you're confident, and you can feel invincible out there. Momentum, as always, in these multi-session matches, plays a huge part. At the moment, Dave has it. How long can he keep it?
5.
Looks absolutely perfect on the black to play for the red that's closest to it. You can see it available to the same pocket. And when you've got this momentum, you really want to keep your foot down, keep your opponent in his chair.
12.
Because over this length of match, he will have his time when he's playing well in real enough frames as well. So it's so important you get as much out of this little sort of period of confidence as you can.
They're both a little awkward. The one he queued up at, he's going to have to judge the cannon on the black and make sure he doesn't lose the black.
Foul. David Gilbert, 12.
fouled
Kyren
it.
Wilson, 4.
He caught one of the reds with his cue. Let's have a look here. Yeah, he just touched the red that he was cueing over there. Kyren's been kept off the table for quite some time with Dave Gilbert's 2 big breaks.
One.
Not a good chance just yet. But if he's dead straight on the green, he can screw right back and leave that red to the left of the red and black. And he was straight, and he's hit this beautifully. Very well cued, that
one. 4.
Not sure if he's got the angle on this red to follow through of 2 cushions. No, he's too straight for the black to the opposite corner. So he's got to strike this cue ball the same way that he just struck it on that green. Now he's going to try and pinch a bit the pocket and force the cue ball round for the black.
5.
Watch how much he pinches of the pocket here. Very confident shot.
12.
Just awkward cueing for both the reds that he's got available to him. One to right corner, one to right middle. The problem with the one to right corner is the blue's tied up. So I think that makes this their preferred option. Because he can't do anything with the cue ball bridging over the pink, so he would be relying on just coming off the cushion and leaving himself on the blue. because you can't impart any side or get to the bottom of the cue ball. May just be possibly leave himself a high black to the left corner.
It was a bit awkward, as you can
Gilbert,
see. He
12.
had to sort of sit on the bed of the table virtually there. That could be costly.
One.
Few easy pots now just to get that cue action, that wonderful cue action of his working, as we just show you, fully stretched there, sitting on the bed of the table. Made it quite difficult. Well, they're all there for the taking, so
8.
it's a terrific chance.
Nine.
He might be able to get a little delicate cannon here because he's not on the black as he intended. Just a little nudge needed here. He's played it beautifully as well.
$16. $17. $24. $25. $32.
You could see him playing the white into an area there where he had a choice of reds.
$33.
And with the pink available, he's got them sitting very nicely. He's having a quick glance at the scoreboard to work out how many he needs.
39. $40.
He'll be safe in the frame without the difficult red that's up near the corner.
$47. $48. $54.
And this has been an impressive visit to the table from Kyren Wilson, considering he's been pretty much frozen
55.
out for the last couple of frames. It's just showing his opponent that, okay, you've had a good run at the table, but if you make a mistake, I'm still going to punish you.
61.
Not a lot of pressure on this red now because Dave Gilbert needs a snooker. But that'll keep Dave sitting in his
62.
seat. A round of applause from his son there.
It's been very enjoyable semi-final though so far. Very open.
67.
There's not been any real sort of scrappy frames. Both players going for their shots.
Kyren Wilson, 67, and a frame.
Well, that break of 67 gets the scoreline all square. There's nothing to pit between these two players. It's 3 frames each.
He's still able to play with that fluency.
Yeah, I mean, as we said earlier on, it's all about the mentality and, you know, that voice in your head, what it's telling you, whether you can or you can't or you should or you shouldn't. That's the most important voice. And, of course, he's got the friendship with Andy. Andy Lee, of course, was a very, very good junior player with us as well. You know, he did the junior tours with us 30 years ago and can play snooker to an extremely high level. So having somebody like that in your corner, you know, wishing you all the best and spurring you on, can only be positive.
Thank you, frame 7. Dave Gilbert to break.
He hasn't got the white over behind the green. He's left this potential pot for Kyren. Can he knock another one in?
One.
Could do with a kiss on the green here. And he's had it. Terrific long pot, but the white was heading to the baulk cushion and the green came to the rescue there.
Four.
You could see from that shot plenty of room now in the Crucible Theatre for the players to walk around the table and weigh things up.
Kyren
Didn't weigh
Wilson,
that
4.
one up very well. That will be a little bit worrying. That was a straightforward pot there that he missed.
One. Eight.
Well, that was unusual. He seemed to be counting the reds for some reason.
I think he's probably looking at the pink spot. Maybe if he puts the pink in the middle, where will the pink be respotted? Because there is a red underneath the pink that's available to right
9.
corner. But if the pink goes back in its spot, it may block that red.
spot occupied. That's what he was looking at, sort of, when he was leaning over the reds. Just
Thank you. 15. $16.
now there's one loose red, but he may go straight into the red that's on the pink spot. Full ball. Make sure there's no plants on if you're going to play the cannon. If he hits it half ball, he can go in off this. Well, he did catch it half ball, but I think he's okay. Didn't open too many of them because
21.
he caught it half ball, but he's okay with this one.
$22.
But he potted that in the right side of the pocket, and that's why he's the wrong side of the blue here. Just a little bit of a tester, this one.
27. $28.
Yeah, he's not got the angle to go directly into the pack, so he may have to play topspin of 2 cushions. Topspin, right hand side, run inside. I refused it. Decided to play for this red. He's got
33.
the angle. He's down quickly, so he must be okay. Looks pretty straight. But as long as he cues this well, he's going to have a nice angle in the black to go into the bunch. He's going to be low in the black.
34.
Now the red to the right of the pink. Make contact with that. Which he did, but I thought he would play it higher up the cue ball than that. Because he played it with screw, he's brought the cue ball back
41.
towards the left side of the table. A little bit surprised the way he played that shot.
Just steadying himself up for this attempt at the long ball up to the right of the green. We are right down his cue here, as you can see. Yeah, it wasn't as easy as it looked.
David Gilbert.
And he might have
41.
covered everything here into this left corner. I think the blue's blocking everything.
Well, that first angle looks like he maybe get through to this red to pot it. The one next to the pink. It's pretty tight. he's now pointing the tip of his cue at another red. The player's view, obviously, is better than the view we have behind the object ball. But it certainly looked from our view that it was potable. But I'm sure he'd be down playing it by now if it was. Well, he's coming around to see the pot and point. Yeah. Clearly went. I don't know what he was looking at. Pointing his tip of his cue to the other red. It's a bit strange, but yeah, safely in. So as I mentioned before, with the first couple of frames, Kyren Wilson had a little bit decent run of the ball. David Gilbert missed the last red, didn't leave anything, left it awkward for Kyren, and then was left that red to left corner. So it does swing from to and fro the running.
And he may elect to play a delicate little cannon onto the triangle of reds near the pink spot, because that would hold the cue ball in perfect position. And he's done that. Beautiful shot.
6.
That's Dave Gilbert's supporters there, with Andy Lee.
7.
Nice cueing indeed.
12.
Yeah, they are all decent players there. In fact, throughout this tournament, when we go up to the Champions Lounge, go
30.
past Dave Gilbert's dressing room, the music is blaring and Dave is singing away at the top of his voice, so they've got him in a good frame of mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, they looked a bit like a boy band up there, didn't they?
19. 20. 25. 26. 32.
You can just relax now, Dave Gilbert, and see if he can clear up. It's not going to be easy. One tight on the cushion. This one shouldn't be a problem. And he might be able to
33.
move the difficult red. Looks to me like he's got an angle here when potting the black to bring that one off the cushion. Well, he decided not to. I mean, it didn't really matter, but
40.
well, how good is he with the rest? Not bad.
41.
Not bad with the rest at all. Okay, not a lot of pressure on it, but they still need to cue well. Well, the boys are playing very well here in this first session of this semi-final,
48.
and I'm pleased that they're both cueing well there, and nice
49.
to see. I think we could have a a cracker of a semi-final on our hands here, the way they're playing. To take your time, Dave. Let Tatiana get the blue on the spot.
56.
Yeah, Kyren has not seen the funny side. He's been
59.
okay, won the last frame, but you have to say, and the pot success backs it up. 94% Dave Gilbert, 89 Kyren.
63.
He has been outplayed this afternoon, but he's only 4-3 behind, and that will please him, and he's got a chance to level the
68.
match if he wins the last frame of the session. So as I say, even though he's been outplayed, he can get honours even.
74.
But Dave Gilbert is looking in supreme form when he gets in. Oh, the black jumps out of the pocket. But we won't be bothered about that. He's taking the lead again. One more frame to play. He's 4-3 up.
Fantastic from Dave Gilbert again. He has looked really good over the last few frames. He still had the cushion of the lead, whereas here, there's the possibility of ending this session 2 down. Massive frame, as we've said a number of times through this tournament.
Yeah, and you don't get through this event without losing a session or having a bad session. If this is as bad as it gets for Kyren Wilson, that's fine. And let's not forget, as Stephen said in commentary there, it's only 4-3. It's not like Dave has won the session 6-2. If Kyren can win this frame, come out 4 each, he won't mind
Thank you. Final frame
at
of
all.
the session. Kyren Wilson to break.
Last frame of the session. These two players will play 2 sessions tomorrow, morning and evening, and then Saturday afternoon will be their final session of this semi-final. So big day tomorrow. You can almost call it moving day, couldn't you, Dennis, in golf?
It's going to be a fascinating last frame because you want to win the little mini sessions and you want to win the first session. You can win 5-3 the first session. It's quite an advantage, really. Where are these going to finish? No. I know he had to force that to try and get round the angles there, but would have been some shot for the pocket to accept the ball at that pace.
One.
Wow, wonderful opportunity for Kyren Wilson. Pot this black, go back onto its spot, and then 6 available reds, you'd have to say. Just something in his eye line, so he's getting up to reset.
Of course, any little movement or any little noise, when there's just the one table,
8.
you hear it. When there's 2 tables, there's lots of noise coming from the other side of the partition. There's no partition now, and they've got this wonderful arena to themselves.
9.
Well, let's have a look. There's another, after this red, there's another 4 potable reds. Surely this red goes past the black. Just
a lovely red just underneath the pack that is available, and in potting it you can bring more reds into play.
70.
You'll hope both of these reds to the left of the pink are available to left corner. Going to be playing a deep screw off the cushion. Choice of those two, or the other one to the right of the pink, and that's perfect. Played this with a little bit of right hand side, just to widen the angle of the cue ball off the cushion.
25.
Well, let's see if he plays for that red that Stephen suggested. There's a couple of other reds, but he's played for that one. And that's 4 reds and 4 blacks.
32.
He's opened the reds beautifully, but he's lost the cue ball near the cushion. Has he got a bit of angle to work with? As we show you the shot again, and even if he has, he's got to play this with quite a bit of power to get onto a red. Requires good cueing, this one. That's pretty good cueing, and he's on the one next to the pink. Now this next shot will tell a story.
40.
That's one of the best shots he's played this afternoon, that black. That was beautiful cueing.
Well, you know what he's got in his
41.
mind now, because he could have played for the pink there, and he's played to screw back for the black. This was a cracker.
Again, played with a load of side, this time left-hand side,
48.
to send the cue ball up the table. Again, cued beautifully. You couldn't really ask for the reds in a much better position to make a 147 than they are at the moment.
49.
But the priority for Kyren is winning this frame, getting level after this first session. But as Dennis said, that red next to the pink, okay, it wasn't difficult to play for black, but he didn't have to. But unless he does something special here, I don't think he'll be playing for the black off the next red.
56.
No, he's come up short with the cue ball.
$57.
Well, the cannon means he might still take the black.
Yeah, because he's got the red that's up the table to left middle past the blue. Yeah, good shot. Well, what a shot this is to take on. He has a little smile, Kyren.
64.
Easy red to left middle, or difficult red to stay on the black. I mean, actually, I think the red, the closest to the pink, to the left of the pink, to pot that in, if you can stun through the gap, I think that's actually an easier positional shot than playing the red to left middle, round 3 cushions. He's taking the outside one.
Crowd are chatting to each other. They know there's potentially something very special on here. Kyren Wilson.
72.
Yeah, this red wins the frame, and then it's full focus. It's not the best shot he's ever played.
Mark Selby's out this year.
Yeah, just finished straight on the black there. It was okay because it
80.
was easy to finish on one of these reds, but you don't want to keep finishing straight.
$81.
I think it's straight again.
Well, he's made a 147 4 times in tournament play. Oh, he's come up a bit short again as he
88.
nods his head and says,
Oh, what a worry.
at least he can still see the funny side. And, well, how does he pot a red? And how does he get nicely on the black? He's going to cut this in the middle pocket. This will get some roar if it goes in. He's overcut it. He's overcut it.
Kyren Wilson,
What a
88.
shame. But what a first session of snooker. Smiles from both players as they shake hands. I've enjoyed every minute of this. Can't wait for the second session. We can't separate these players. It's 4 frames all.
Well, that was fantastic. A wonderful finish to the session from Kyren.